Shalom. I'm going to start this off by giving all the praise and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Wahweh Kakwadash. Peace and salutations to the elect men of Israel, starting with the elder apostles of GMS on down, to the rest of you brothers and the brothers that I labor with. We're all pushing forth the will and doctrine of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai in all faith, truth, and sincerity, according to the true understandings of the scriptures. To all of you, I say Shalom. So, Salak, this is just a quick video lesson. The brother that I labor with, the brother Ataz Babakar, he had sent this video from the brother Jeremiah from the Chicago camp, and he had sent it Sunday, and when he sent it was funny because I was out and about. I was basically taking a walk in the park, and I had this girl with me, and we going for a walk or whatever, trying to get steps in for the day, walk off some food, you know what I'm saying? We had just got to eat or whatever. And basically what ended up happening is we had to use the bathroom, so we went, to a little bathroom spot that they got in there, and I was in and out, you know what I'm saying? Just took a leak or whatever, but when I had got out and I was waiting for her to get done, I had two Mormon Edomite women come up to me, and they wearing long dresses. They got a little Mormon Bible with them, and they started talking to me, and they started trying to give me their whole spiel. And you could tell it was a script, because it was so unauthentic with how they was going on to say the things they were saying. Like, you could tell it's like shit that they have rehearsed, and it was just funny just listening to them. I ain't even paid no mind for real, and I wasn't even there. Like, in my mind, I'm like, I'm not here to be like talking to you for real, but I'll indulge just for the moment while I'm waiting, you know what I'm saying, for Shorty to get done, and as they keep on talking, they both like staring me up and down for real. And I'm just, chilling basically at this point, just very calm and composed as they like talking to me, and they, going on to say the things that they go on to say, because it was going on to mention one of them. It was like one that had a purple dress with flowers. The other one had I think it was like a white dress with like blue flowers all over it, whatever. But one of them went on to basically say that the Book of Mormon basically talk about like ancient America, and it's supposed to help give clarity or insight on the things before and modern day America, And I just kind of laugh because it's like it's like you just see like the different ways Satan just try to use the Lord's word, for their own, wicked intentions and wicked devices. It reminded me of the Edomite in the book of Eli, that wanted to get the book. He wanted the word because he knew it had power in it, and he was like, if we could just get the book, we can control the whole world, and it was just funny because she they go on to talk, and I ain't pulled no scriptures, what I'm saying. I quoted a couple, but that's basically what I'm gonna go into, just to really like cut that, just in regards to them trying to push this book. And it's like, the Lord ain't say to read no other books, He said to keep his, but I told him, I was like, the Bible talk about ancient America and modern day America. I'm like, the Bible speak to everything. But they pictures, basically the Book of Mormon to help clarify certain things. But I was like, the Bible talk about how the word ain't given to everybody, It's like onto a book that's sealed, so it can only be open to a select few. And I was like, but it also talk about, the making of many books, and that being a weirdness of the flesh, and how supposed to we not supposed to follow after the traditions of men. We're supposed to follow after the Lord. Now it's basically like the most that I said, and I quoted where the scriptures was at. You know what I'm saying Ecclesiastes 12:12, Colossians 2:2-8, which I'm gonna grab, just so that way it's seen for those that's watching. But I could tell they was kind of cut because they were trying to figure out, what script that they've rehearsed can fit to try to cut this. But at a certain point, it was like the one in purple. And it's funny because at this point, once I got to like quoting, shorty I was with, she came out, she just standing there, just watching. She just quiet, just, basically just really just seeing, like the scriptures play out, which is hilarious to me. Because basically what ended up happening is, the Edomite in the purple dress, she get to, it's like she basically was like, fuck the script. And then she, that's not what she said, but that's basically how her demeanor had changed. Like she wouldn't even talk about it no more. Because basically at a certain point, she was just like, she's like, you seem very calm and composed and just very knowledgeable and very spiritual. And she was just like, I like that about you. She's like, I really like your spirit, and like something about your energy just seems very welcoming or at peace, and I'm laughing because she just like she just kept on going, and so I'm she just sitting there just being quiet, just observing. And then the other one with them is agreeing. The other one in the white dress, she agreeing with the other one, and I'm just like, thank you, I appreciate it. And then she asked me for my name, I told her, and she was asking like what my relationship is with the Lord, and I was like, he's at the center of it, I deal with him every day, and she was just like, oh wow, that's so good, that's so amazing. And basically like she just kept on going for like 5 minutes, like talking, like asking me questions, but not like no longer pushing, the Book of Mormon. And then the one in the white dress, then she like realized they, got lost in the sauce, if you will. So then she tried to, think of something else to try to, bring it back into the topic of conversation. And then she asked for, so I'm with her name or whatever. And then basically, I was just like, told them, because they wearing dresses. I was like, it's good to see women in modest apparel. I was like, so you got that right. But I was like, appreciate it. I follow the Lord's word. I only need the Bible because that's what He said. That's what we are to do. That's what we are to follow. That's what we are to learn from. So I was like, my relationship with the Lord is just fine. I was like, bro, appreciate y'all coming up. Y'all have a good one. And that was basically it. And it was just like starstruck, just sitting there. But it was interesting because I didn't even watch, the brother Jeremiah's video until yesterday. After having a conversation with the brother Bakar. Cause basically when he had sent it when I was out, so I ain't even see it until later, So it was just all through the spirit, having watched, this brother's video and lesson, you know, because I was thinking the exact same thing. And, you know, after we left, I'm thinking in my head, like, there's like a prelude to Isaiah 4, you know, 4:1, and what's to come with, you know, when the Lord come back and we get set up, you know, to rule. We just gotta stay on it, you know, stay consistent, and making sure that we not folding or faltering, you know. But grabbing this, just to get these scriptures, this is Colossians 2 and verse 8. It says, beware lest any man spoil you through philosophy and vain deceit. It says, after the tradition of men, you see, it says after the rudiments of the world and not after Hamashiach, right? Hamashiach being the anointed. So we aren't to get caught up in all these different philosophies, you know, things that's made by man, you know, things that wasn't given, you know, by inspiration of the Lord, you know. This word ain't made by private interpretation, you know. Is given by men that were moved by the Holy Spirit, you know. So that's what we are to be, making sure that we on top of and what we doing, you know. And they say, which I love about this verse, because in the 13th verse it go on to say, but I'm gonna start at verse 12, because basically, this go on to tell you, you know, we supposed to follow after the Lord, right? And this is Ecclesiastes 12 and verse 12 in the KJV. It says, and further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. You see? So there ain't no need to be making all these extra other different books, you know, that it's all of man and man's thoughts, you know. We got the Lord and his word, because his word is going to stand true. He's not a man that he shall lie, nor does his word go out void, right? Our minds are desperately wicked, you know. Our minds are subject to go to hell off. That's why the Lord say his thoughts are not our thoughts, nor are his ways our ways. But we are, though we're not perfect, we're striving for perfection, you know. And the way we strive for perfection is by keeping the Lord's commandments, which go on to say in verse 13. It says, let us hear the conclusion of the whole matter. Fear God and keep his commandments. Not keep the commandments of men, but keep his commandments. You see? It says, for this is the whole duty of man. You see? So that's what we are to do. We are to keep the Lord's commandments. We are to be trying to follow after the traditions of men, you know? Because as we see throughout the scriptures, the old and the new, you got men doing all kinds of shit that the Lord ain't established or ordained to be the ways that he set up for us to praise him, you know. And with people getting caught up in all of those things, they end up turning away from the Lord, you know. And that's what it say in Matthew 15. I'm gonna start at 7, right? It says, ye hypocrites, well did Elias, or not Elias, Isaiah, being Isaiah the prophet, it says, did Isaiah prophesy of you, saying, this people draw nigh unto me with their mouth and honor me with their lips. So they talk a good talk, talk a good game, you know, tell a good story, if you will. But it says, but their heart is far from me. It says, but in vain they do worship me. You see? So it's all emptiness. It's not real. It's a facade. That's like what it said in Colossians, that vain deceit. It says, teaching for doctrines, teaching for doctrines the commandments of men. You see? So you teaching commandments of men, things that men have set up, but not the things of the Lord, right? But the Lord said it wasn't given to everybody. Simply that. You got people trying to establish their own righteousness and not the righteousness of the Lord, you know? What is that, Romans 10? Romans 10 and 13, for they being ignorant of God's righteousness and going about to establish their own righteousness, have not submitted themselves unto the righteousness of God. You see, there ain't no respect of persons when it comes to the Lord's word. You know, everybody got a drink of that cup, right? Everybody got something written for them in regards to how the Lord dealing with them. You know, these Edomites, they going into slavery, especially for this goofy ass shit. You know, trying to make a book called the Book of Mormon. Some goofy ass shit. You know? So don't get caught up with all this shit, you know, that they try to push and promote, you know. Everybody know the end coming, and everybody, whether they outwardly know it, you know what I'm saying, or in their spirits can feel it. We the Lord's chosen, right? And they got shit coming upon them for the wickedness that they did. You know, they gonna have to pay. We just gotta make sure we on point and we were where we need to be at, so that way we can receive that crown. Revelation 3 and 11 says, behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take that crown. You see? So hold on to the Lord's word, to his commandments. Keep it, you know what I'm saying? Hold it dear. Hold it close to your heart, you know, to your mind. Keep it in your mind, you know. Pray to the Lord that he give you that increase, and make sure that you're doing your part within your day-to-day, your daily life, to make sure that you going on to prove his word to be true, you know, that your good works can be seen, that everybody else can glorify the Lord. So that's it. You know, beautiful lesson from the brother, you know, Jeremiah, you know, and, you know, it's definitely all of the spirit. So with that, I'm going to say, Call Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, Wahar Kakwadash. Till next time, Shalom.